Just a gun guy, coming back to you with another gun review. And today we're reviewing the Smith and Wesson Bodyguard 380 gun. It is clear, nothing in there. My good friend Steve brought this to me to review. Not a huge fan of 380s. We'll get into that in a little bit. He wanted me to kind of give my opinion on it, what I thought. So let's just go over the features of the gun real quick. Okay, so very small. So you can see I got big hands. Very, very small gun. Very small. Very compact. Really good for concealed carry. Really good for concealed carry because it's really light too. Even with the 6-round mag that it comes with, it is really, really light. So it is actually a very, very nice looking gun. I really like the way that it looks. It does have a built-in in-sight laser, which the activation button's right there. The ones that don't have a laser, to me, they look a little odd. So I think that the laser features that's on this gun actually make this gun look really good. I really like the way the gun looks altogether. It does have rear cocking serrations on the gun. No front, but it does have rear. And it's very, very positive, very, very grippy. So you can get a good, clean grip on that for racking the slide. Sights that are on it, he did, which this is something that I would do if it was my gun. He did paint the front sight with orange fingernail polish because it was black and black. Very hard to see. So it'd be a lot easier for me to pick up that front sight, being how it's got that orange fingernail polish on it. So I'm glad he did that because that's going to help me out a lot today. 380, okay, let's kind of go over this a little bit. I'm not trying to bash 380. It is a good carry round, and I say that with hesitation because it's only good if you are extremely close. Once you start getting away from somebody with the 380 round, it falls off immensely. I'm not going to say you might as well carry a 22, but at the same point, it's kind of almost the same thing. It's going to leave a little bigger hole, but it's not going to hit nearly as hard as, say, a 9mm. In my opinion, the 380 round is an obsolete round. So why do I say that it's an obsolete round? I say it's an obsolete round because if you're going to buy this gun and it's small and the trigger's not that great on it, you're going to need to train with this gun, okay? So if you go to the store and you go to buy ammo for this gun, it's insane how much 380 ammo is. I mean, it is insane to me. When a 9mm, a box of 9mm rounds is probably anywhere between the $5 and $6 range cheaper than what 380 ammo is. You would think smaller round, smaller ammo, cheaper ammo. It's not the case with the 380. So say I wanted to come out and I wanted to train, say I wanted to, I'm gonna shoot 400 or 500 rounds with my carry gun. I'm gonna see, you know what I mean, if I have any fails, anything like that. That's a lot of money. And in my opinion, you got a round that's, once it's from a certain distance, not as good as a 9mm, and the ammo is more expensive. Kind of what's the point? That's kind of my feelings on it. I'm not bashing it because people carry this, but at the same time, it's kind of obsolete in my opinion. 9mm is the way to go on a small compact handgun. It used to be, kind of when I started getting into guns was about 10, 12 years ago, that the 380 really came in your smaller compact firearms. 9mm were still kind of big, kind of bulky, like Glock 19, stuff like that. They were bigger, and you could find 380s, you could shove this thing right in your front pocket and you're good to go. But now, with technology and design changes and all that, you can get a 9mm that's just as small as Kimber Micro 9's first gun I think of. I have that gun. It's just as small as, and it's a 9mm. It has the laser, so it has everything that this gun has, but it's in a far superior cartridge in the 9mm. So that's my soapbox for the 380. Not bashing anybody that has one. I'm just saying, in my opinion, it's an obsolete round just because a 9mm round is better, in my opinion. And I actually put this here in my arm here. I actually have a comparison here between a 9mm and a 380, and I'll do my best because these are small. I'll do my best to try and compare those two, and you can see the 9mm case is just slightly bigger.
Hold them away from your face, like to the side.
Okay, so the 9mm is slightly bigger than the 380, and the bullets are kind of almost a little bit the same size. The 9mm is a touch bigger, but really they're not too far off. They're not too far off from each other. Just 9mm, bigger case, a little bit bigger bullet, a little bit more powder, and you get a far superior cartridge than the 380. Okay, so back to this gun. So it has the built-in laser, so you activate it. If I was going to activate this, I'm right-handed, so I would poke it with my finger. And if you poke it with your finger, I hope you guys can see this. You can see that laser on my arm. Gun is unloaded, so it's okay. Don't nobody freak out on the interwebs. So you see that laser, and it also has a pulsing feature, which I'm not quite sure why you'd want the pulsing feature, but it does have that if that's something you're into. And then the next click turns it off. So gun like this, definitely want a laser, in my opinion, because it's going to be something small, something maybe I would keep maybe in my nightstand for in my house, because shorter distances in a house than outside. But I really like the laser feature on this. So the one big giant negative on this gun for me is the trigger. It is awful. It is a terrible, terrible trigger. Not bashing Smith and Wesson, just this gun in particular is awful. So it's almost, think of it like a revolver. So on a revolver, you would have a hammer out here, and if you want to go single action, you would cock the hammer, okay? And then the trigger would be light. Well, there's no hammer out here, but inside, and when I squeeze this trigger, if you can kind of see inside there, you can see, you see that hammer? You see it moving? It's moving in there ever so slightly. See that? That's what exactly, it's like a double action revolver in there. That's what it reminds me of. And then you go so far and then it finally falls. So it's really just like a double action revolver, and it's really heavy just like a double action revolver. And it takes forever for that gun to break. I mean, it takes forever. Let's take a look at that. So here we go. Trigger pull. I mean, squeeze, squeeze. Look at all that. That's just all mush. There's no clear defined wall. It just keeps moving, then it goes off. Now, the reset. Watch this reset on this thing. I hate it. Listen, I'm going to shut up so you can hear it. Listen. So you'd think that'd be the reset because you hear the click, right? No, it's not the reset. It has to go all the way out. Do you hear the second click? So you shoot it, you hold it, you're going for your reset. You think that's the reset? It's not. That's the reset. All the way back out. That trigger has to go all the way back out to reset. I'm telling you, it's going to be really hard to be accurate with this gun just because this trigger is so long. It's going to take forever. And usually when you have a long trigger, you have a shorter reset, which kind of helps you. You know, it resets quicker so that you can get on target faster. But it's not good. I mean, like on a star level, that is like a 1 or a half a star. That's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible trigger. As far as size goes, now I do have rounds in the mag, so I will not rack the slide while I got this in there. But as far as like size comparison, so my pinky, as much as I want it to be on there, it won't. So control wise, 380 is a little bit less recoil than a 9mm. Actually, it's a lot less recoil than a 9mm. So, I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to control it. With your pinky not being on there, you lose a lot of control. So I'm gonna have to really use my support hand to kind of take over where my pinky was. But it's small and it's compact. You can shove it in your front pocket, nobody'd ever know it. And with 6 rounds in there, I mean, this thing is still super, super light. So no issues there with that. Let's pop that back out of there so we can talk about it some more. As far as the grip goes, you know, I was kind of messing with this before the video. You know, it looks like it's textured, and it is textured, but it's slick. It's not very grippy. It does have a little bit of grip on it, but I would want much, much more in a small gun like this just to help tame recoil. So I don't know how that's gonna work either, kind of shooting it a little bit. You know, my hands are a little sweaty right now, and you know, I can kind of feel them sliding around on there, so we'll see how that goes. But I do have 6 rounds in this mag. 1 second, I always forget this, and I think I just need to keep it held in my hand or something, but I do have a trigger pull gauge, and I'm really curious what this thing clocks in at. So let's go over here, get this thing ready. Okay, so I'm expecting probably in the 9-10 pound range. That's kind of where I'm at. So we're gonna pull. Oh my goodness. Wow, so it slipped. It was 9.71. Let's try it again. I'll try and keep it really held still. It's just really hard. Pull. 10 pounds, 2 ounces. Try it again. Pull. 9 pounds, 13 ounces. Pull. 9 pounds, 14 ounces. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call that a 10 pound trigger. Terrible. Even on a double action revolver, you shouldn't be getting 10 pounds. You should be somewhere in the 8-9 pound range with a double action trigger. And that's exactly what this is, just kind of looking at it based on it. It's a double action trigger on a semi-automatic firearm. So I do have 6 rounds in my pocket. I do have 6 steel targets there. I have never shot this particular one. I have shot a Bodyguard before, but I've never shot this particular one. So got the steel set up. We're gonna go ahead and shoot. I got 6 rounds. Let's see if I can hit them. Let's go 10 yards. Okay. This thing's tiny. See what we got. So missed the last 2 shots. Slide failed to lock back on that. Whew. I'm gonna try and be nice. The trigger, I mean, I've said it 1,000 times, it's terrible. It is awful. That double reset, so used to having guns where, you know, you get that first click and then you can get yourself prepared. I have to start all over every single shot with this gun. Not a fan of that. Missed the last 2 shots. I was aiming dead center and it looks like it's shooting a little low. And it looks like low left, which is trigger on my trigger finger. So not used to the gun. We're gonna have fun with this one. I do have 2 more mags, and they are loaded and they are in my pocket. So I'm gonna go do a mag dump, 6 rounds, and I'm gonna do an accuracy test on my orange sticker over there. And then I wanna do, I did it with the Micro 9. I wanna just use the laser and kind of see how the laser's aiming, see how it is. Kind of do a little review on the laser on this gun. So let's go head over, do a 6 round mag dump. Put that mag on the table. Okay, and we're gonna go 7 yards, which that is 7 yards right there. And we're gonna just do a mag dump. So, we're gonna go right at that center X, see how this goes. Actually, not bad. Not bad at all. It looks like I got 2 that kind of flew on me. But as far as accuracy goes, I got 2 in the X. I got 2 just below the X. The recoil is really manageable on this thing. I'm kind of surprised by that. I knew the recoil was less on a 380 than a 9mm, but it's actually really controllable. With a 9mm, you know, you kind of get that flop with a small gun. That Micro 9, I mean, it really wants to flop on you when you're trying to get your front sight aim back up there. So I got 1 more mag, 6 rounds. I got an orange dot, and then we'll show you guys the target up close when we get done, you can see the mag dump and you can see the accuracy. I'm gonna put this front sight right in the dead center of that orange dot. I'm gonna hold it there all 6 rounds and we'll see where they land. I'm not expecting great things out of this. Okay, fail slide to lock back on that one too. Come up here and take a look. Not bad, not too bad. Looks like got 3 rounds touching just the left side. 2 fell off that are not touching. So it's not terrible, actually a lot better than I expected it to be. Mag dump, you can see, I mean, I was going for the X and I got 2 in the X, 2 a little low and 2 a little high. Those are all center mass shots, and that dude is hurting. So, not bad, not bad. Not necessarily something that I would call fantastic. Definitely did a lot better on that slow fire accuracy than I thought I would. I really did. I figured it would be all over the place because that trigger is just terrible. I'm kind of getting used to it now, so should be able to pull them in a little bit tighter. So let's see. Got some rounds in my pocket. And I got 6 rounds, so let's go ahead and do the laser test on it. We'll step back. So I'm gonna hold this down to my side. I'm gonna turn the laser on. I hope you guys can see it. And I'm gonna try and get aimed and then I'll tell you where I'm at. So let's go for that 8 right there at the top middle 8. And I'm just gonna do it one-handed. And it's going to be really hard with this trigger. It's pretty impressive right now. Slide came back, 6 rounds, laser's off, but laser is deadly. I mean, the laser's deadly on this thing. Look at that. This is 6 rounds. I got 1 not touched. Well, I'd say 2. I'd say, because there's cardboard in there. You got 4 rounds in that hole right there. 2 rounds off to the side. Slide adjustment on that laser, which you can do. And I would trust the laser with this thing. Very, very good. Very, very good. So I got 10 rounds left in my pocket. I was kind of up in the air on what I wanted to do. I am going to shoot this thing from distance. I don't know why, because it's not a distance gun at all. But I think that's something that somebody would probably want to see. You know, how far we can stretch one out on that 12-inch steel plate over there. I'm guessing somewhere in the 30 to 40 yard range. So I've got 10 rounds here, and I got 10 bowling pins. So let's see. Got 6 there. Got 4 left. I got another mag in my pocket. And we will try and go fast. Let's try and go fast and hit those. Probably won't be very good, but we'll see. So let's do the 4 first. 4 shots, mag change, and then 6 rounds. And we'll come out here at about the, probably about 8-9 yards, somewhere in there. So I'm gonna just try and go somewhat quick on these and see if I can hit them, okay? After the first shot, I'm gonna aim the first, and then after that, I'm just going. I missed the 4th one, mag change. Not bad, not bad. That trigger it's rough. I would have to do a trigger job on this if it was gonna be something I would carry. I am getting to I don't know if you can kind of see it on my hand. It's gonna be a little hard to see, but right here and right here, that gun, just because my hands are so big, I am getting some little bit of a bite on there, you know, because I'm trying to keep my hand high, and it doesn't have the greatest beaver tail on it. So I am getting some. If I shot this couple hundred rounds, you know, I'd probably be hurting after a while, just because my hand's actually coming up over that beaver tail because it's not wrapped out enough. So that's something that kind of concerns me a little bit too. So overall, let's talk about it for just a second. So we did the steel, we did the mag dump, we did the slow fire, we did the laser, we did a little quick fire. Not bad, a little better than I expected actually. I expected it to be awful, for lack of a better word, but it's not terrible. Close distance, accuracy wise, very, very good. Mag dump was really impressive, really impressive. The laser on this thing is top notch as far as consistency. Does need tweaked just a little bit, but I'm telling you, it's really nice. If Steve had not done that to that front sight though, we'd probably have a whole different gun here. I'm telling you, because the size of them and them all being blacked out, it'd be really hard to shoot this gun. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go repaint my 12-inch steel target. I'm gonna put, I don't want to put 6. I feel like I need to do more than 6 rounds. So I'm gonna do 2 mags. I'm gonna do 12 rounds. So I'm gonna do 2 mags, 12 rounds, and we'll see how far I can go. I want to try to shoot this gun at 50. I want to try and hit fit from 50. That's my goal, but I don't know if I can or not. So we're gonna cut real quick and we'll be back in just 1 second. All right, guys, we're back. Gonna do distance with the 380. I'm gonna try to go to 50. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I got 12 rounds. Gonna keep it as legit as possible. So we're not gonna cut. We're just gonna keep going until I can't hit. I'm just gonna shoot all 12 rounds. So if I get to 30 and it takes 12 shots or 10 shots, whatever it is, that's just what it is. First round, 10 yards. Okay. We're gonna go back 20 now. And we're at 20. Now this is actually 20 yards is kind of pushing the limitations as far as like a stopping power for this gun. It's gonna take quite a few rounds if you was carrying at 20 yards to be able to stop somebody. So just a little bit of information there. And then from 20, let's go to 30. I think we're going to start seeing some misses here on 30. Yards. There's 30. Whew. All right, here's 40. Let's see, what we got left in here? We're actually out. Bag's empty, so that's 6 shots. Got 6 more shots to hit from here and 50. I'm telling you, this is hard. This ain't easy. There's 40. And I think, let's see, I think I got 2 shots left. Let's check the mag. Got 1 in the mag, 1 in the chamber. I got 2 shots to hit from 50. Get my feet right here. Missed from 50, out of ammo, tried, 12 rounds, that's all I got, that's all I'm gonna shoot, so we did hit from 40 with it. So let's go back up to the table and I'll give my final thoughts. All right, everybody, final thoughts on the Smith and Wesson Bodyguard 380. I like it more than I thought I would. I really do, but it is what it is. It's a small, compact 380, not gonna be shooting it from super long distances. To me, this is a backup gun. This is something maybe I got on my ankle, maybe in my pocket, just kind of a backup for if my normal everyday carry fails. Maybe this would be something I would go to. I really like the design of it. I actually like the size of it. It's really compact. I really like that. If it was in a 9mm, I'm telling you, I'd probably own one of these if it was in a 9mm. But if I owned one, this right here would have to be changed. I mean, it's atrocious. I mean, it really is. It is a terrible, terrible trigger. Not a fan of it at all. Not a fan of the trigger at all. Gun-wise, it's not bad. It pleasantly surprised me. You know, not hitting those last 2 targets on this steel, I thought, here we go. You know, and then I went over and I did the silhouette stuff, and you know, it kind of redeemed itself a little bit in my eyes. The fast fire bowling pins, I think I hit 7 out of 10, so that's not too bad. And then from distance, we did hit from 40. Did take 12 shots though. Normally 40 yards would take me anywhere between 4 to 6 shots. So took a lot of shots to hit from 40. Definitely not what this gun is designed for. Once you get past, I said it in the video, once you get to about 20 yards, now if you was to happen to use this on somebody, hopefully nobody ever has to, but at 20 yards, you're kind of reaching its limits of effectiveness as far as penetration, as far as expansion, as far as stopping power. You're kind of at the 380's limits. And that's why I feel like a 9mm is head and tails above a 380. But for this gun, not bad. I would probably give it that trigger, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 2.5 stars. I wanted to go 3, but it's just not a 3. It's just not a 3 for me because of the trigger. The trigger is really hurting its score. Other than that, really like the gun. Love the opportunity to shoot somebody else's gun. You know, they bring it to me, you know, just wanted to see what I thought of it. So that was really cool, really like that. If anybody else wants to do that, feel free, because I do have guns, but I love guns. So guns that I don't have in my safe that, you know, I can shoot out here in my backyard, that's pretty cool. I really like that and really enjoy that. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys have liked the stuff that's been coming out. I do have some pretty cool stuff coming. I don't want to announce anything yet, but come Monday, keep an eye out on the Facebook page, because I may have some news, something really cool that I'm going to get to shoot. But I don't want to say anything just yet. So keep an eye on the Facebook page for that. Like the video, subscribe. God bless you, and God bless America.